People don't like to believe in aliens because it challenges their reality. But what happens when they're faced with clear evidence that extraterrestrial beings do visit us? From glowing humanoid objects floating in the sky to saucers flying through the clouds, here are 30 of the clearest UFO sightings even skeptics can't explain. Somewhere in the clouds over Alaska, an F-22 Raptor pilot was out on a routine patrol flight when he spotted something he'd never seen before.
Suspended in the air, it's hard to tell, it's pretty small. I cannot see it outside of my eyes.
It's a circular metallic object soaring through the sky like an aircraft, but it's moving unnaturally, almost as if it's not being affected by drag at all. And as it got closer, reality dawned on the pilot. This thing wasn't from this world.
1-1 in the targeting pod, you can see something, I can't tell if it's metallic or what, and there's, I can see like lines coming down below, but I can't see anything below it.
UFOs aren't always high up in the sky. Sometimes they're closer than you'd think. These helicopter pilots, for instance, were flying through a desert when a strange object approached them. Like other sightings, this object seemed alien, but it was much larger and hovered low like a drone. But once again, the tech in this thing looked way too advanced and futuristic for humanity. This footage from Sequoia Park shows a glowing object. Zooming in revealed it was no drone or balloon.
Is it a cross? No, it's not a cross. What is that? Like a... Whoa.
Let me see it.
Dude, it looks like a dude in a suit.
This thing didn't even appear circular like other unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. No, this was something else entirely, taking a humanoid form. But was it just a man wearing a jetpack, an astronaut, or a visitor from another world?
I think we got Mel back in. He set up in a suit. Astronaut in a spacesuit.
Airplane rides are supposed to be calming and picturesque, but what this person experienced on their flight through the mountains left them questioning their reality. What they saw wasn't a bird or even another aircraft. They were convinced they'd just seen a real UFO right outside their window. On April 10th, 2025, Moscow residents mistook army fire for war, until they saw the real threat wasn't human. The army wasn't firing at an enemy fighter jet. They were firing at a circular object floating through the sky. What made it even scarier was that not a single round hit, as if it bent space around itself. In April 2025, a man spotted a glowing object in the night sky, and what he saw through his night vision camera left him awestruck.
Yeah. Normally I'd say solar balloon, but I do not know what the that is. That is close to us. That is real close to us. Holy. What is that? It's too low to be a solar balloon. That thing.
The object was eerily close and low to the ground, so it couldn't have been a solar balloon. But its elongated shape didn't look like a usual UAP either.
Oh, fuck, I gotta take a picture with my camera.
Do it. Set that down. Do both.
Okay, hold on, we gotta go.
What the f?
Where's it at?
It's going into the cloud. It's disappearing. It's gone.
No, it's not.
It's gone.
Most UAPs look tiny from a plane, but what this passenger captured could reveal something big. The saucer was nearly as big as the plane, but moved freely up and down, seemingly untouched by gravity. And get this, CGI experts say it is the real deal. In November 2024, near Shunyi Airport, Beijing's night sky lit up with something no one had ever seen.
你来看，这是个什么东西啊？妈，你先别说话，妈，你先别说话。妈妈，你别说，我就不会给这个钱呢。妈妈，你别说。
The metallic object wasn't a saucer. It looked monolithic, glowing with shifting lights, and hung motionless in the sky with no sign of propulsion.
说话了。这是什么东西啊？我的天哪，王楠，这绝对是 UFO。这拍到一个不知道是什么东西。
In 2018, a hiker heard a strange noise, then stumbled upon something not of this world. The man watched in awe as a humanoid being entered this disc-shaped object hovering above the ground. Before he could even process it, however, the object moved. Most UFO videos look too good to be true, but not this one. It comes from Colorado, where a man noticed a strange object flying through the sky above his house.
That's not a balloon, man.
He knew it wasn't a balloon. The UAP glided smoothly, then turned without any inertia.
UFOs. You guys are so lucky. Multiple UFO experiences in a couple days.
I'm telling you, it's turning.
In September 2024, a Seattle man recorded a military helicopter flying through his neighborhood. When he went back to watch the footage, however, he saw another object. Was the helicopter just passing by or chasing the object? At one point, they nearly touched. On January 8, 2025, a woman in Jackson, New Jersey, managed to record one of the most convincing UAP footage ever captured on camera. Not only was it fully visible, but it was also way too low and nimble to be an airplane.
Is it turning around? Where's it going? That's so creepy. They're so big. Can't see it now. Behind the tree.
Not all UAPs come in the form of round metallic objects. This one in San Francisco, for instance, was spotted in September 2024, and it left everyone scratching their heads.
This is odd. This is flying over San Francisco, looking south. Looks exactly like a guy on a jetpack. Can't really hear him. He doesn't look very far away, like maybe...
The object resembled a man with a jetpack or parachute, but moved and spun in ways no wind could explain.
a quarter of a mile off and 1,000 feet up. It's about the pace he's been moving. Looks like a balloon, maybe. It's odd.
The following footage comes from Newport Beach in Orange County, where people were going about their days when something terrifying appeared in the sky.
But most of our shit is done with like bells or plates in the bottom, you know, where it's not going to pull. But we tension them and stuff like that, so I don't know. Hopefully, you know, that prolongs their life or whatever.
The oblong object hovered with a light, but what convinced viewers was how it stayed perfectly still despite the camera moving.
But it's just to stabilize the soil. That's all we do. A lot of it's temporary. We pull it back out and when after the building's done, anyways, because they got the, you know, the concrete and everything like that poured in place. We'll take our steel back.
In 2018, tourists in Lancaster, California, had one of the scariest experiences of their lives when they spotted an unusual object flying above the desert. The disc-shaped object was larger than usual and hovered ominously until it suddenly fired something from beneath. Looking at a UFO from afar is one thing, but what this person witnessed can only be described as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This alien vessel wasn't hovering, it was on the ground in broad daylight, or so the witness believed. In May 2025, a man was sitting on his front porch in downtown Los Angeles, enjoying a couple of drinks at night, when he spotted something strange.
What the What the is that?
A small cylindrical object was hovering through the street, almost like a balloon, except that it seemed to have a mind of its own.
What the
Most UFO videos are either shaky or the objects are too far away. But what this man captured on his phone might have caused a breakthrough. The metallic ball glides steadily, clearly not a balloon, but what it does next shocks the man. On the afternoon of December 24th, 2024, a family in Colombia was preparing for Christmas Eve when they were interrupted by a strange visitor.
Pero mira que le mete luz, venga, mira que vea.
Pues hay que echarle ojo a ver qué hace.
No, mira que se hace lucecita, vea. Tiene lucecita, vea.
The family thought this could have been a balloon, but just as they got ready to watch it crash into the mountain, the object ascended.
Es circular. ¿Es un círculo?
No, aquí lo estoy viendo, aquí lo tengo enfocado.
¿Ahorita me mandas el video? ¿Estás grabando?
Sí.
Pero tiene como... la parte de abajo es como negra.
It's easy to look at a reflective sphere and dismiss it as just a balloon. But what the Black Knight satellite captured in the Earth's orbit has to be something else. At first they thought it was just metal debris, until a closer look made things far more unsettling. We've seen UFOs that look like spheres, saucers, or sometimes even humanoids. But this particular footage from a desert shows there's more to these alien vessels than we'd initially thought.
Nope.
It defies every logical explanation. Seriously, nothing about it makes sense. The following footage comes from Brazil, where residents noticed strange lights in the sky moving in unison, almost as if they were part of a fleet. The lights shifted colors and danced in the sky. Some say satellites, others swear it was aliens. What would you do if you stepped outside your house and spotted an alien vessel floating above your neighborhood? Well, that's exactly what happened to this woman in Pittsburgh, and without even thinking, she knew she had to record it for everyone to see.
Spot. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What's today? December 22nd at 10:48, and that's over toward East Liberty. and it's just sitting there, not going anywhere.
On the night of February 6th, 2025, a man in Buenos Aires, Argentina, noticed several lights hovering in the sky.
Bueno, gente, acabo de salir a comprar y me encuentro con esto. No sé qué son. Están apareciendo cada vez más.
This wasn't a drone show or meteor shower, though. These lights were stationary, and they looked terrifying.
Más. No sé. Si alguien sabe qué es, me puede decir, por favor. Mira, 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 mira.
Speaking of strange lights in the sky, people in Hertfordshire, United Kingdom, witnessed a similar phenomenon on November 28, 2024. The lights zipped around the sky like fighter jets, but there was no sound. And to make matters worse, they were flying in formation and kept changing shape. The following video was filmed in Brazil, where a man driving along the highway noticed something off about the clouds, so he stopped the car, got out, and decided to watch it. He thought it was a balloon at first, but never in his wildest imagination could he have predicted a sinister alien vessel emerging from the clouds in broad daylight. Most UFOs are hard to spot, but sometimes it feels like they want to be seen, just like in this man's footage. No wings, no sound, and it vanished without a trace. People are quick to dismiss UAP footage, chalking it off as a drone or a balloon. However, this particular video of a real UFO was shot in 1994 in Uruguay, and to this day, no one has been able to debunk it. In November 2024, a man in Andover, Kansas, was driving back home after a night out when he was sent into shock by what he saw in the sky. He thought it could have been a dying star, but the reality was, this thing was too close. On March 30th, 2024, a man in Pereira, Colombia, was left completely awestruck by an object in the sky.
Glow. Glow.
Not only did it look alien, but the way it moved and rotated on itself defied all laws of physics.